It is the Riot, and it is Nikki's birthday.
Today, yay! Finally here.
You know, it's funny. I was putting together the podcast, just like all the stuff that's going to go in there, and it, like listening back or like going back over, and I'm like, was that today? That was
we
today?
had a long morning. We talked to you guys a lot. It's been a very busy day.
It has been a busy day. So, yeah, all of these things happened today. Most importantly, Nikki's birthday. And you can hear the food fight that we did today. Also, not in the podcast, Nikki and I discovered that we did a food fight for her birthday last year.
Oh, we didn't mention that.
That was also Oreos.
Will you please make sure we mention and talk about that tomorrow? And we forgot to talk about the Punisher.
Oh, we didn't talk about that.
Yeah, the Punisher and what's the other one?
Jessica Jones. So it's not in the podcast, but those were big news things, but we'll talk about it tomorrow. There was actually one other thing that we didn't get to that I forgot.
We'll save it for that. But we did a Carrot Cake Oreo food fight taste test, which you can watch when you're done with this podcast. Make sure you follow, subscribe to RadioU Riot on YouTube and our RadioU Riot Facebook page. You can watch us in studio as we try them.
We also tell you what not to do when you're experiencing symptoms. Zombies, balloons, Netflix.
Zombie balloons.
What I'm calling, I don't think the break where we talk about it's that interesting, but I'm very proud of the way I've titled it. And that is, The Riot Discovers the Existential Horror of Street Sharks. I like it.
And you can see that at RadioU Riot. It's an article that we posted earlier.
Yeah, we talked James Bond, and then the weird, I didn't see it coming, weird foods you ate as a kid.
We talk a lot about that.
That absolutely took over the end of the show, but that's a good thing.
If our show was longer, we could have kept talking for hours with it, so it only ends at where it does because the show ends.
We ran out of time, not content.
Yeah, but thanks to everybody who said happy birthday and texted us, which you can do even as a podcast listener if you ever find an article or something, or you want to say hello, text 877 to Radio U and put it's for the Riot, and then your name, or you can message us through RadioU Riot on Facebook and post it there.
All right. Anything else?
Have a wonderful day.
Happy birthday, Nikki.
Yay, thank you, guys.
Bye.
If Nikki sounds a little bored this morning, it's because Obadiah is still talking.
Too much talking, too much talking.
It's the Riot on Radio U.
Talking.
Oh, we got a new happy birthday. Do you think that one's copyright free? All birthday ones are?
I can already tell
you good.
that it absolutely is. I have a ton of birthday music here.
You do? Yay!
Yeah, and it's all royalty free.
Great. Really good quality stuff from some big name bands.
Yeah, well, I mean, only the best. You know, royalty free people got to get paid too, you know? They just get paid all up front.
Well, I think, happy birthday's free no matter what. But these just sound especially royalty free.
You are right that happy birthday is now out of the copyright phase. So, I mean,
we're free to go all morning, guys.
Oh, yeah. So much birthday for the special birthday girl. Are you ready for your present?
Yeah, early? So early? Oh, my gosh.
Everybody,
someone ordered something.
Hey, listen, I want you to know that I ordered it in advance.
Did you?
Do you see how
Can I hold it yet?
Did I send you an email?
No, you did not. Someone got me a Amazon gift card in a box, which meant he ordered it from Amazon himself.
Weeks ago, making sure.
It's those little touches. Little touches. It's already happy.
Man.
It's already happy.
Happy birthday, Nikki.
Thank you, guys.
Happy birthday. Let's go do some Amazon shopping.
Oh, we could do that all morning.
All day today. It's Nikki's birthday.
Aww.
So make sure that you text her a happy birthday. You call her a happy birthday, 8772-RADIO-U.
All the fun stuff. Oh, all the fun stuff.
And we're going to have a grand old time. Everybody, come on.
Don't get worried yet. There's no need to worry over there.
I'm not worried. I feel great. What are you talking about?
Nikki and Obadiah. Obadiah and Nikki.
Love, hate, hate, love.
All right, everyone in, let's go.
It's the worst of the Riot on Radio U.
if you guys haven't, you really need to get up in the middle of the night and go to Walmart. Like, you need to do that.
Is there something special at that time? Or?
Well, this morning, I ended up coming in pretty early today, and as a result, I stopped at Walmart. Nikki, I was looking for your Nello wafer cookie cereal.
Oh, did you not find it? That's why I looked yesterday.
I went to 2 stores yesterday and then this Walmart this morning. They have every conceivable kind of cereal
except
the one that I'm looking for.
That's all right.
And I went to 3 different kinds of stores.
Sure.
And so this morning, I'm on my way to Walmart, and so I pull into the Walmart parking lot, which is almost completely empty, and and maybe it's me, but, we need people that find the mundane to be frightening because that's where horror movies come from. But I just pulled into the parking lot, and then the door opened.
Yeah.
And like 15 people just walked out of the Walmart and like dispersed into the parking lot.
Where's the car?
And I was like,
where are they going?
What?
Was there a bus or something? Or
No. That's the part that's weird. Is like they all just walked out of the doors, and they weren't just walking like in a line like a group. They like dispersed among the parking lot.
It must have been like a shift change.
It legitimately creeped me out. I was just like, what? And I was there at like just the perfect time. Like, I'm pulling in and I start to open my door, and then they all start walking out.
They needed to make room to welcome you.
And they start scattering around the parking lot. You're like, what's going on?
But they weren't wearing uniforms, right?
No.
Do you change when you're done?
Like, am I asleep? Is this happening? This is a dream, right?
You're seeing one person, but it gets magnified.
Like, I'm just here for the cereal. I'm not here to cause any trouble.
Hey, you know how they have like the welcoming person? Do they still do that?
Yeah, I guess.
Now there's a welcoming crew.
Committee.
Come
Welcome
on in.
to Walmart.
There's room for you now.
Welcome to Walmart.
You're like, is something going on inside?
Turns out that apparently at some point in the night, they have a little cart gathering party. So they all go out into the parking lot and gather up the carts and bring them in.
So as workers?
Yeah. I mean, they're all people that work there. And so I just rolled down my window. I hadn't gotten down there yet. I was like, hey, are you guys open? Yeah, come on in.
All the time.
We want to eat your brain.
Suddenly you're like, you never leave the Walmart.
Just stuck there.
You're always there.
One of us.
Oh, well, I'm glad you made it out and you were fine.
One of us. Seriously, you should go to Walmart in the morning. It's something.
The person there's like, I'm just collecting the carts. What's wrong?
No.
Like, no, there was something more than that.
Something far more frightening going on in the parking lot. Or just cart gathering, whatever.
Believe it or not, the Riot doesn't have an endorsement deal with Nabisco. They just keep talking about all the new Oreo flavors for free. It's the Riot on RadioU.
Nikki, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
If you're getting nosebleeds, is that something to be concerned about?
I think not at this time. It just means it's dry in the air, so you maybe need to get some moisture back in there.
Okay. How do you get some moisture, up in there?
Well, it's
up where the problem is.
The issue. No, I think you need to like set water out in the room or a humidifier.
Okay.
Is it a dehumidifier or would it be a humidifier?
No, it'd be a humidifier.
Yeah, you need to.
It's like one of those little penguins that spits out the cloud.
You need to put moisture back in the air because it's probably dry in your room or something.
Okay.
Is this you we're talking about?
I mean, is it?
Is it a friend?
I mean,
I'm not sure how we're playing this.
Did I wake up in the middle of the night with a nosebleed last night?
Did you? Oh,
Can I still taste blood in my mouth?
Well, probably. And you had all that nose stuff over the weekend. Did you take any nose spray during that time, or
no?
So yeah, it's probably just dry in your room.
I did a nasal rinse that netted a nosebleed, and then I did then last night, just in the middle of the night, I don't know. Maybe I'm picking my nose in my sleep. I don't know what's going on.
Probably doubtful. It's just dry.
I just woke up and I'm like, oh gosh. And then nosebleeds and stuff.
Is there some sort of home remedy where they're like, yes, line your nose with olive oil and you'll be perfectly fine? Like,
I'll tell you this. Go ahead and Google something like, why is my nose bleeding?
No.
Do you know what the first hit back is? Cancer.
You're not supposed to ever Google symptoms. You're never supposed to do that.
It's the best, though, because I love her. Like, it's not that it's dry. It's not whatever. It's
allergies or a sinus infection.
It's just
basic things.
Cancer. You're like, oh, good.
Never do that.
Fantastic. It's really good.
Why don't you try first before you get all worried and see what a humidifier might do?
Okay. Well, I will tell you, I have an unrelated doctor's appointment today, so
might just ask.
While I'm in there, just be like, hey, I know we're here for the one thing, but could you put that thing up my nose and look around?
Just because I Googled it and I'm worried.
Just to see, what do you see up there?
Well, thank you, Mike, for texting. He said he has the same problem. You use a saline nasal spray, and there's a particular brand that has a Vaseline cream for your nose, and that'll help.
Okay. What if I just started, what do you think, put some Vaseline on my finger and just
up your nose
and just go poking around, see what I can find?
Please don't do that in the room. I don't know if I'll be okay with that.
Don't you want to watch?
And it's medical. You shouldn't criticize me. It's medical.
There's nothing I can do about it.
Well, Mike, thanks for the option number one. We'll try that too.
I appreciate that. So, yeah, I think if there's a lesson that we could learn today, there are two things today. Wish Nikki a happy birthday. That's one. And then two, don't Google your symptoms.
Ever.
It's
ever,
like reading,
ever.
It's like reading the comments. Just don't.
Because then it's always in your head, and you're like, what if? You're like, no, it's just a nosebleed. Everybody just gets a nosebleed.
All the time. Every day,
not
right?
all the time. You should check.
Turn it up loud enough, and your neighbors will call the cops. Because it's obviously a cry for help. It's the worst of the riot on Radio U.
Right now at Facebook.com/RadioU Riot, I'm going to post for you something that is just amazing. It's the kind of stuff that is probably out there somewhere, but you just never knew about it until the internet happened.
Until Obi showed you the way.
Nikki, did you look at the link I sent you last night about the shark?
Yeah, it's weird. And then I actually went and watched a couple of the videos that they were referencing in it. It's very strange.
So there is right now in Australia, which, by the way, is just an entire island of things that can kill you. There is this abandoned wildlife park that is like an hour and a half from Melbourne. And inside this place, and it's one of those weird urban explorer places. It's just these buildings out in the middle of nowhere.
It used to be, where you go and walk through and see the wombats, or you go through and you see this and that. And they said in the article that there used to be basically like a freeway exit that would go there.
Yeah.
So it was popular at one time. Then they moved the freeway exit. So there was no direct access. So the place just went downhill and no one visited anymore.
Man, there's a place near me that has a Speedway and a Bob Evans, and this is where they're headed.
They're going to move the road.
You used to be able to turn right off of it, and they moved the exit, and I'm just like, man, these places are done.
Eventually, it dies off, which is what happened with this thing.
So there's a great white shark that's preserved in a large formaldehyde tank. And so the guy that wrote this article for Vice is like, oh, yeah, I heard I was sitting in this bar drinking beer, and this guy says to me, hey, did you ever hear the one about the shark? And they start...
It's just an hour away.
And so they start looking into it. So him and some friends, just go find the shark.
You can go and literally, even though now it's harder, I think, to get in because police are patrolling it.
Yeah, I saw that.
It became an internet sensation there.
Police are getting all, please stop coming to see the shark.
Well, do you know why what they're doing?
What?
It's in a formaldehyde tank,
Mm-hmm.
but the top of the tank is taken off.
Yeah.
So they're throwing things in this giant tank where this preserved shark is. So there's an old TV in there, an ironing board, and chairs and stuff. So they're damaging the shark.
Not to be a punk, but I'll have to say, that's the appeal I don't get. The shark. Okay, I just got it. I'm
Here,
sorry.
shark, have a seat.
All this stuff that people are drunk when they go out there, and they're like, the shark wants to watch TV.
So they throw a TV in there.
It didn't make sense until I started saying it out loud, and now I totally get it.
But
it makes perfect sense. I got it.
The danger is the formaldehyde is very dangerous. It can make you very sick, and they're breathing in the fumes.
The guy who went out there to take these photos, he actually bought himself a rebreather mask or whatever so he could be, quote unquote, safe in there with the dead shark. I don't think I can handle these kind of nightmares.
It's weird when you look at it.
The photos alone are just like, oh gosh.
It's very odd because the one person I watched the video for, they didn't really, I don't think, know that there was a shark in there.
Yeah.
And so they just come in, they're like, what's the giant tank for? Like, it's a giant tank.
Okay.
And what's the green? The formaldehyde is so old and like formaldehyde-y that you can barely see the shark. You can see it once you know it's there, but it takes a little bit.
Horror movie, guys. Okay.
What if it just went boom and it woke up?
Okay, think about this. Like, you're out there, you're doing some urban exploring, you find a big tank full of this green liquid in this abandoned building. Come on.
Right.
And then there's a shark in there, but it's a zombie shark.
So it's in there because it had been donated and preserved, and then it was supposed to go somewhere else. And then this park went out of business, and now it's kind of like in limbo, and no one really wants to do anything with it. So it's just there.
Yeah.
But it is a danger because someone could get hurt. It's not from it's not alive, but the formaldehyde in it.
Right. And, oh man, the temptation to reach in and touch the shark would be real.
I'm surprised someone hasn't done that.
I'm surprised somebody hasn't died in the tank with it.
Yeah,
All right.
what happens if you touch that stuff?
Wow. Okay, Jared says that could totally be the intro to that old cartoon, Street Sharks.
What was Street Sharks?
I don't know what you're talking about, but I'm absolutely on YouTube, and I'm going to find out soon.
That's the next step, obviously.
If you guys want to see these photos, I posted them, facebook.com/RadioU Riot.
You remember that time you started your morning with a gas station breakfast sandwich and immediately regretted it? Yeah, it's like that. The Riot. Radio U.
I want to say thanks to Jared. He sent us down a real internet hole here.
There's sharks, and there's sharks that bite.
Street sharks, Nikki. They are half man, half shark.
He said it was like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but just sharks.
They fight. They bite. These are the lyrics to the theme song, everybody. Mm-hmm. I'll tell you something else, too. If you find yourself in a position where you're like, man, I would like to know everything there is to know about street sharks, I'll have you know that it's not official. It's definitely not official. But someone has uploaded all 40 episodes of Street Sharks
so you can spend some
to
time
YouTube.
with it. You know, not everybody has to know when you find something online and you just get into it. It's fine. You know, this is just you. It's a binge watch show.
You're
just binging.
You know, what are they? Let's take a look here. An episode of Street Sharks is 21 minutes. And at 40 episodes.
How much is that?
That's 840 minutes, right?
Please, someone do that. And get back with us once you've seen all the Street Sharks.
Really? You could do that in a day?
Is it animated, though?
Oh, it's animated.
It is. And what era did it come out in?
Well, this intro says that it released in 1994. So, you know.
There you go.
Let us know your take on Street Sharks, this 25-year-old television extravaganza.
Well, it's basically because if you go to Radio U Riot on our Facebook page, you'll see a link to an article we were reading last night about this abandoned great white shark that's been making news in Melbourne, Australia. And that led to then, have you heard of Street Sharks? And, you just fall down the hole.
The thing about this Street Sharks thing is, the intro, if you really look at it, it's horrific.
Is it?
We have these 4 guys that are strapped down, staring at these large injection things that are headed towards their stomach, obviously with looks of just abject terror. And then after being injected, they turn into half sharks. I got to be honest with you. Given the option right now, if you'd said to me, hey, Obadiah, we can give you the powers of a shark, but of course you're going to be half shark.
You have to know, is that something you can deal with?
Have you thought through things like, what's this do to your dating life? Okay, listen, I realize I look like a shark, but I'm still a person, okay? Don't judge me. I mean, this gives an entire new thing about... Wait, what is it? Catfishing? Now it's like shark dating or whatever.
You don't know.
You spend all this time, you're sending them old pictures of yourself online.
Before you were a shark.
You finally meet up for a date and they're like, oh my gosh, you're half shark. Why don't you put that in your dating profile?
Thank you, Andrew, for texting. Loved Street Sharks as a kid, and Aaron also watched it, so it's a big part of the childhood.
Okay.
Well, you guys get to meet Jared then, because he's the one who sent it to us.
All right. Well, you know what? We're going to start our very own RadioU Street Sharks Discord so we can hang out and talk about Street Sharks.
Sounds like if we had a skating, online, hockey team or something. It's like we're the Street Sharks.
Your morning, but without yelling, laughing, or music.
Don't deprive me of that.
We wouldn't dream of it. It's the Riot on Radio U.
And if the Street Sharks don't satisfy you, I want you to know we've got some things for you to do. But first, don't forget that today is someone very special's birthday, okay?
It's my birthday!
And Hannah just texted in. She said, "Happy birthday, Nikki. Love you. You're the very best there is."
Thank you, Hannah.
So happy birthday, Nikki. Remember to text or even stop by our Facebook page and say happy birthday. Hey, speaking of which, did you like the birthday card I gave you on Facebook?
It was just so perfect, because I love balloons. I'm not
Nikki
a flower
loves
person.
balloons.
I mean, I'll be happy if I get flowers. What did it say? I don't have my...
Friends are like balloons. If you stab them, they die.
See, isn't that just perfect? Because I love balloons, and I'm his friend. So it just really hits home, doesn't it?
I saw that. I saw that randomly, I don't know, a few days ago, whatever, and I was like, "Oh, I'm just going to tuck that away."
You're just going to save that for later, are you?
I'm just going to save that for Nikki's birthday.
I appreciated it. That was that extra special touch,
It's so psychotic.
And it really hits home because, I can't tell you how much I love balloons.
I know.
It's just my thing.
Just the idea of having these balloons and then happy birthday. Did you know if you stab a balloon,
you
it
die?
Dies?
Well, Andrew, thank you for your happy birthday text. I appreciate it.
I'm doing great.
You're fine.
It's fine. Whatever. Now tell Obi it's time to talk about K-dramas.
Ooh, well, actually, Andrew, in standing up for Obi, he has been watching Kingdom, which is the Korean zombie drama.
Oh, yeah.
On Netflix.
So that's kind of
it kind of actually works. He's been watching it.
Zombies are like balloons. If you stab them, they live forever.
So I want to ask you something about Kingdom.
Okay.
Did they dub that in English for our Netflix, or does it eventually kick into more?
It's subtitled.
Well, it's the actors in English. It's dubbed over in English on mine.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No, that's probably just a setting that you need to adjust.
Because I'm like, why? I want it in Korean, but some of it's in Korean, but some of it's in English. It was very weird.
Okay, I didn't hear anything in English.
Yeah, no, I need to change that then.
Yeah, you might. Something's a setting somewhere.
Something's wrong.
Something's
very wrong.
I mean, the zombies eating the girl, fine. All right. But when those zombies start speaking English, something's wrong.
Oh, that transcends, languages. We're not about that. But it was very weird in the beginning. I was like, did they do that and I wanted to ask someone else who's watched it.
Well, that's interesting because I just assumed that there's a lot of Asian television and cinema on Netflix. I assumed none of it was dubbed.
I have never had one of it dubbed before. So that's why I was like, well, are they just trying to incorporate?
Time out.
Yeah.
Were you dreaming?
Why? No.
Do you think you fell asleep while you were watching it?
I was awake.
I mean,
but I'm going to pull it up on my phone to see.
I don't understand why, but Beyonce just showed up and was dancing with the zombies, and that was all in English. That part was.
But it's like a dynasty drama sort of thing, so I didn't expect to see her in there.
I don't believe there to be any
English. That's a setting that something's wrong, and we'll fix it.
It's fine.
It took me out of the story.
Yes.
Just to hear that and have it dubbed over.
Andy says, "Happy birthday, Nikki. We love you.
Thank you, Andy.
Thanks for being the butt of Obi's jokes."
Oh,
he just called you a butt.
Happy to be here to be that. Happy to do that.
Sorry. Jake says, "Roses are red, violets are blue. Happy birthday poems are hard."
That works too.
Sukibara, Nikki, it's my birthday on Monday. We can celebrate together.
Yay!
I'll bring the ham salad.
Yay! It's actually our boss's birthday on Monday too.
What's a ham salad?
Don't know.
Okay, all right. Andrew
it's
says,
not for us to ask.
Happy birthday, Nikki. And Justin says, "Hey, Nikki, have you guys been able to find the Chips Ahoy cereal?"
The Chips Ahoy.
He meant
we have.
happy birthday.
Don't we have the Chips Ahoy cereal? Because I saw that yesterday. So if we don't, I know where I can get that. We're trying to find
I don't think we do.
Vanilla wafer one.
Yeah, I can't find it.
But The Chips Ahoy was at the store.
Guys, Nikki did. We are going to do a birthday taste test for Nikki.
Yeah, we brought the Carrot Cake Oreos.
We don't have cake, but we have Carrot Cake Oreos.
I think this is more of a smarter choice.
Oh, of course.
No birthday cake, but we'll have some Oreos later.
Think Obadiah owns too many video games?
Get us out of here! Roger that.
Well, maybe you'll think differently when... Okay, you're right. There's no conceivable scenario where anyone needs that many. The Riot on Radio U.
Yesterday afternoon, I spent some time doing an Obadiah Plays of Crackdown 3, and I want you to know that we're almost there, guys.
What do you mean, like liking the game or like your setup?
Well, first off, I've gone from disliking the game a lot to just having so much fun playing it.
When you played over the weekend, you said you hated it. Well, not hated it, but just you weren't into it.
I played it on Thursday night and didn't like it at all. Played it over the weekend and yesterday, and I'm just like, woo!
Loving it.
I'm having so much fun with
That's
it.
fun. I mean, that shows you should never maybe make a judgment based on just one game session.
You got to give it I just feel like the game itself takes just a little while to get rolling. And then once it does, you're like, wait a minute. I'm not saying it's the best, but I'm saying I'm having a really good time playing it. And
it's
given some free time, I would choose it again.
Well, I noticed if you want to catch up with any of our Obadiah Plays and like our food fights and stuff, it's at Radio U Riot, which is our YouTube channel, and then Radio U Riot, which is our Facebook page. And I thought, your setup must have worked well because it was on our YouTube channel.
Well, it did and it didn't. Here's what I ended up with last night. I was so excited. I've switched. If you've ever tried streaming, you've got to have something to take the video in, and like there's a lot of moving parts to it for consumer technology.
Yeah.
And I realize lots of people seem to do it with no trouble at all.
But that wouldn't be you.
I've been using the software that came with my card, so I recently switched over to free software called OBS.
Got your name kind of in it.
It's like Open Broadcasting System or something like that. But it's free, and it really is pretty easy to set up. It's not as easy, but it's not that hard. And I got it all set up yesterday, and the problems I was having with my microphone, fixed. The problems connecting, fixed. No dropped frames. It's actually recording. Like, everything's going great. And according to what I was doing, I thought everything was perfect. And then when I got done, I went back to check it, and none of the game audio was there.
Oh, really?
So, you can hear me talking, and there's video, but the game audio is gone. And I'm just like, what is this?
And it wasn't like a copyright thing? Or
No. This was me not getting something right, and I literally thought, I was like, no, it's perfect. Everything's perfect. It's great. We're great. You're great. Everything's great. Dang it.
Not quite.
Man.
Well, out of everything, at least, the game audio, I think, is not as important as hearing you.
Well, you know what?
That's more important.
That's going to be a matter of perspective.
I know a lot of people want to hear the game audio, but they came there to hear you and your talk on it.
Man, it was a frustrating endeavor, but you know what? The good news is, right, I figure with a little more tweaking, we're good. I mean, there are other things that I could do. I could buy some software to use or whatever, but this seems to be working. I just got one last little thing.
One hurdle to cross over.
Man, game streaming has been for me this never-ending series of technical issues. I have never had, I don't think, actually, that's not true. There for a while, until that one piece of software got an update, we were just streaming like it was our job.
You were seamless with it,
and
just no problems.
Whatever they did, I bought that new mic. It was working fine. Something got an update, and all of a sudden my mic audio was working.
How about this? We could go back and dub over and be like, pew, pew, and whoosh, and just add our own little sounds for the game.
That's probably more than it needs to. A
little bit more work.
Be.
Okay,
yeah.
Well, I just want to let you know that we could get together as a team and we could really knock something out.
I think it'd probably be easier for me to just do another stream.
Okay, and try to get the audio working then.
Which may happen. Again, look us up on YouTube, Radio U Riot, or on Facebook. And then it's on, I've got it posted at riot.radiou.com as well.
For Crackdown 3?
Crackdown 3, the game that I didn't think I liked, and now I'm like, dude, it's sweet.
You're going to love watching it.
I think I just
can't hear it.
All the blowing up. I'm blowing
Which
up.
you can't hear.
Blowing up a lot of stuff.
You're hearing it for the first time, and it sounds terrible.
It's the worst of the Riot on Radio U.
Nikki, it's your birthday cake, so when do you think you want to do it?
Maybe 15 minutes.
Okay.
15-ish.
Okay, so if you haven't yet, make sure that you like and follow us on Facebook, ring the bell, get notifications, whatever the heck you got to do. We're going to be doing that.
Make sure you're ready. That's both pages if you want. Radio U Riot is our show page. And then, of course, Radio U, you should be following there, too.
So, Nikki, where are you at on the James Bond news?
The one guy from the one movie.
Okay, you know what? That is exactly what people want to hear.
No.
Guys, the one guy from the one movie in the place.
No.
You're saying the actor from The Bodyguard.
No. So, yes, the
Go ahead. So, okay.
Am I helping you?
We're
the
distracting
music is
her.
distracting.
Shh.
So I know that Daniel Craig, he's the current James Bond, but he has the one more movie left, and that's it.
Okay, wait, stop.
Thank you.
Okay, now that's something. Moving on to step 2.
Step 2. There's been all this talk. The one guy that starts with an I is Idris or
Idris Elba.
That. Okay, so he's been long in talks to possibly be a James Bond replacement.
Okay, that has been a rumor, and you know what?
Yes, long time.
Okay, good job.
Here comes this other guy from, which I didn't remember at first, but he was the Prince Charming guy in the Cinderella remake, but also in this BBC show called Bodyguard.
Okay, wait. Keep going.
He came out of the blue as like some other front runner to be the new James Bond, and
okay.
I think he'd actually be an amazing James Bond. Then I was reading yesterday, the one guy, is it Henry from, was it the Crazy Rich Asians movie?
Okay.
He is also now a possibility for James Bond, too.
Haven't heard that.
So that's all that I know.
All right, Nikki. I feel like...
Anybody else I'm missing who might be the next James Bond?
Okay, now that's all speculation. I was just coming with a little news.
Oh, okay. But I helped, didn't I?
Yeah,
I mean, you did. I think I did.
You did. Okay. They announced yesterday that the next James Bond movie, which was supposed to be out...
Was it November? Or?
Valentine's Day next year.
Oh, okay.
It was going to be a February 14th James Bond spectacular because nothing says true love like a hard-drinking, murdering, womanizing, misogynistic British anti-hero.
It'd be a goodbye to Daniel Craig sort of thing. But I always thought that he was mostly with Bond movies in the fall, but...
I believe all of his Bond movies have hit in November.
Mm-hmm.
I know that's true of the last 3. I don't know about Casino Royale. But okay, all that being said, it has now been moved to April of next year.
That does not say good things about it. It just means it's not ready yet.
You know, it does. But the other thing you got to keep in mind, though, is April has kind of become the new hotness. At the very, very end of April this year, you've got Avengers Endgame is going to hit. In previous years, they have released Fast and Furious films in April, and those movies are making over $1 billion these days.
That's true. So maybe it's not a bad move.
Maybe it's not, or maybe it's the worst thing they could possibly do.
They just want you to care a little.
So,
they just want you to see it.
We would have been getting this movie a lot earlier, but Danny Boyle, who had written and was set to direct it, they had some kind of a disagreement, whatever.
That's also not a good sign.
And so the movie has been completely rewritten and is going to be directed by Kari Joji Fukunaga. And I cannot remember what it is that Fukunaga had done that people were excited about, and... whatever.
Okay.
It's fine. It's fine.
Do you see all the details we have for you guys?
I'd say, Nikki, between the two of us, we're about 80% there.
We're just the best, aren't we?
Roughly 80% there.
We're here to help with anything we can do.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he did It.
Okay, well, there you go.
Yeah, he did It. He did and a few others.
So, you know what? This time, all right, see if you've heard this one before. It's a small town and a scary British man moves into the sewers where he begins to lure children underground so they can all
James
float.
Bond. That's not James Bond.
Well, it's a radical departure.
It's a big departure.
It's a radical departure, but they're wanting to head in new directions with it.
I don't know if that's going to work.
All right, it's fine. Just a thought.
You've got to hand it to Obadiah and Nikki. Anyone can eat junk food all day.
Where's my food?
But they've figured out a way to get paid for it. The Riot on Radio U. The Riot. Food fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, more importantly, today is a birthday food fight. Take a look at the birthday girl. There she is. Nikki!
Woo!
Happy birthday, Nikki!
Oh, thank you, everybody.
Every day in here, slaving away, trying to make it happen for you.
And today's the day it's okay.
Yeah.
When it's your birthday, it's fine.
So I want to say hi to Jeff and Chris, who are stopping by watching us on Facebook right now, which you can do. Just go ahead and go to facebook.com/RadioU.
Absolutely. Or you can join our show page as well, which is RadioU Riot. So I found these yesterday, and I thought it would be really nice. This is a new flavor. It's not limited, but it's just been harder to find depending on where you're at. So these are the Carrot Cake Oreos.
I'm just breathing.
He's just breathing him in
through your nose where you shove the Oreos.
So, Obi, it's a carrot cake flavored cookie with a cream cheese frosting.
Okay,
and boy, do they smell.
The cream cheese frosting is going to be a big win.
It's a potent cream cheese. Like, it smells really good.
It smells so good. Are you ready to just...
Do you like carrot cake normally? Or?
Oh, yeah, okay. Absolutely. Yeah.
All right. Oh, it smells so good. It's nice not eating cereal, to give a break. We've had a lot of cereal food fights recently.
Okay.
Cream cheese frosting's good.
Cream cheese is the powerful flavor here.
Yes, it is. You need the cookie. You don't need the filling out of this one.
There was carrot. Woo!
Finally got it?
Okay. Okay, the carrot thing is... That's weird.
It's there, but the cream cheese is very powerful compared to everything else.
Oh, I don't know about that.
It's
right
not
there.
And this isn't limited. Like, they were confident enough to have this be a full-time flavor.
Oh, that is an odd thing.
Are you agreeing with Ryan then? Ryan texted earlier and said he was at the grocery store. They were giving out samples. He had put a bag of it in his cart to try. Then he had the sample and then put the bag back. He didn't like it.
Well, I'll have to say that it definitely... It has a real strong first showing. Mm-hmm. That first bite is really good, but when you hang around for the aftertaste...
Not so much then.
Yeah, but this cream cheese frosting, though, let's just open up the cookie and let's just do a frosting test. What do you say?
You do because cream cheese frosting is good, but you just can't seem to have it as much as as powerful as buttercream.
Ooh.
Yes? No?
Yeah, but there's an
Maybe?
odd...
When you're in the right mood?
Something odd here. Something's not adding up, Nikki. Something's not right.
Okay. So that's not a 100% yes. It's there's an asterisk to it.
Something about it. I'm not saying it's not good. It's good. And
but do you think it's more with the...
it's so good.
Do you think what's maybe a little off is part of the cookie part or the cream cheese part?
I don't know. I'm going to have to keep eating to find out.
Fine, he'll just keep eating.
The cream cheese had an odd aftertaste as well. Mm-hmm. Both of them did. Now, of course, that's because in order for them to deliver these flavors in a non-refrigerated form, they're really just chemicals that are tricking your brain into thinking you're eating carrot cake. And so somewhere in my brain, it's like, wait a second.
Wait a minute. So David did text in a really good point. He said, you guys should have gotten birthday cake Oreos. I was actually debating on if I wanted to bring those in, but we've had a lot of food fight, like I mentioned, cereals and Oreos recently that I thought we've had a lot.
No, I mean, it's not my birthday.
But it still works.
Yes. I want to say that, Nikki, you did a great job. She's actually brought these in. I did not bring these in today.
I saw them yesterday. Yeah. So why not?
I want to say hi to my friend Kelly, who just joined us. Hi, Kelly. You're
Hello,
the best.
Kelly.
She's the best, Nikki.
Well, thank you for joining us for this Riot Food Fight. So I don't know what our end, if you could give a grade or a number or what would you give it?
What? How?
A C plus? B minus?
I like B minus.
B minus? Okay.
Yeah, because looking at this, here's my thought. I go to a party. There's Carrot Cake Oreos. I'm glad I'm there. Okay?
No one's mad.
I go down the Oreo aisle. I'm not buying these.
Okay. Now, Oreo's a little sad about that last line.
Hey, in fairness, I'm not allowed to buy Oreos anyway.
Anyways, but again, they committed this Carrot Cake Oreo. That is their new flavor. It's
not
limited.
A limited time.
It's supposed to always be there.
Well, Nikki, maybe I'm a freak show. Maybe in reality, these are the perfect Oreo, and I'm not getting it.
Something's wrong with you.
Yeah. You know what? That's got to be it. I'm sure there's something wrong with me.
Leftovers from the most disgusting meal you've ever had. It's the worst of the riot on RadioU.
And now we may finally have a way for you to stop snoring without the surgery you've been avoiding for years.
So what do you do?
Wow. Okay, this actually, I probably snore a little. I don't know. But you guys know, I a couple of years ago had a septoplasty.
You had some nose surgery done?
I did. Let me tell you what, That's something.
But it did the trick. Like, you didn't have it because you were snoring.
No. But, like, dude, it felt like a new lease on life. Like, I sleep better. I breathe better. Like, almost everything I do better. The only thing about it that, to me, I have not liked is that now when I get a runny nose, I almost never get a runny nose out my nose.
Oh,
it just goes down the back of my throat. And that is an absolute change since surgery. It had never been like that before. It's weird.
And you're not the only one who said that after surgery.
Yeah, it is a weird thing, but I will take that trade-off. But other than that, it's been a good thing. But when you get that surgery done, they straighten out this bone in your nose. But for me, there was something else they did. There's these little guys inside your nose that are made of tissues called turbinates. And they trimmed mine, basically. Now, that is something that one of the dangers of that is they basically cut away part of your turbinates, and they can grow back scar tissue that is worse than what they did. Now, they've come up with ways to kind of combat that, but it is still something that can happen. Well, there are these people in the U.S., and it's just gone through the FDA. So, like, they're approving this procedure where you get a little anesthesia, a little something to take away the feeling and the pain.
A little bit of the edge off.
And they jam this thing up your nose that heats up to, what's 60 degrees Celsius?
Oh, it's burning them.
60 Celsius in Fahrenheit. About 140 degrees.
Yeah.
So in reality, it's hot, but it's not that hot. And so what it does is it uses radio frequencies to, basically burn back some of that tissue. And it has, it's not going to fix if you have a deviated septum, it won't fix that. But by taking care of those turbinates, that can give huge relief. That can either
airflow?
Yes, like that could either help you stop snoring, or if you have sinus problems and different things, that can help. And it's not really surgery. Like, it may take a day or two to recover, but there's no knives involved here.
They're only giving you something because you're having something shoved up your nose. Like, that can cause anxiety.
Right.
So you might need something along those lines.
Well, they said some people can experience mild pain for a day or two afterwards, and so they would give you something for that.
But it seems like a really nice alternative if snoring, if you really have a problem with it. For some people, you try anything.
Right.
And this doesn't seem like it'd be as hard as surgery.
Now, in fairness, we snore for different reasons, so it may be your neck fat. What?
That won't burn away the fat.
It won't.
So that is something you and your doctor are going to have to discuss to find out what type of snoring do you have.
It's more like you and your baker are going to have to discuss. And I get that, okay? Like, you're talking to somebody that has a second chin. It's fine. But I will just tell you that this sounds interesting because, man, when they trimmed back my turbinates and I got this thing straightened out, once I recovered from the surgery, which takes about 100 years, I started walking around just like, my feet, it's air. You guys get air? I didn't know there was air.
Ronnie, thank you for texting. Ronnie says, had that process done for excessive nosebleeds. Never forget the smell of burning hair and flesh inside my face. That's nice.
But I think he got the process Ronnie got, I don't think it's this radio frequency thing. It's
just fire up the nose?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's just a flamethrower that the doctor uses.
No, they light one of those long matches.
And just stick it up your nose real quick.
And then you go, and then you throw it up there, and then it goes, boom.
Ronnie, you moved. Hold still.
They put some, liquor up your nose or something that'll just go, whoosh, like a cooking wine or something.
They put a whiskey in one of those neti pots.
You get one for your nerves and one for up your nose.
Oh, my gosh.
And then a really long match, and you just have to hold still, and you'll be done. And then you'll see if you snore.
That is some serious hillbilly surgery you're describing, Nikki. Nikki's like, all right, give yourself a shot of whiskey, then pour it up your nose, and then light it on fire. Boom.
It sounds like the same procedure, so... Who needs health insurance?
I'll just tell you, there are a couple of steps that I feel like you're skipping. And so I'm gonna do those steps, but you go ahead and
try that.
You know what? You let me know how it goes.
Hey, well, if you just want to go to the doctors to see the man.
That sounds like Old West dentist surgery.
No, that just sounds like old time, back that the doctor would have done that. It's like, well, hold still.
It's fine. We're going to pull your teeth. Here, drink this and hope for the best.
They're like, yeah, you had some nose problems, but we took out your liver. So they always just do
your
one or
liver's
the
full
other.
of bad blood.
It must be hurting your nose.
The Riot used to be 3 people.
Please tell me we're not discussing video games again.
The other guy didn't make it. It's the Riot.
Nikki, let's talk about your bizarre food habits that you had when you were a kid.
Yeah.
And it may not just be yours. I love this. I found an article where they've basically been reposting some threads from Twitter of people talking about weird things that they ate when they were a kid. So here's a guy who says, when I was 8 years old, I used to carry a bottle of apple cider vinegar around wherever I went, taking a swig every now and then.
What age was he?
He was 8 years old.
Why did he learn that? Well, he learned that from his parents, but what are they doing with that?
Okay, Rob says bananas cut lengthwise and mayo sandwiches.
Yuck.
Bananas and mayo.
Gross.
Okay, sugar and dried onion sandwiches.
What is even that?
Salted lemon slices. That's I get that. My cousin used to make ketchup toast as a snack. It was ketchup on untoasted white bread.
Yeah,
Ew.
I've heard people do that before.
A ketchup sandwich like that?
A ketchup sandwich, yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Rebecca says, I used to carry around a pack of Swiss Miss cocoa mix and use it like chewing tobacco. What?
I love it. Wow.
I ate
Someone's like, oh, are you, what is that? Was that called dipping or whatever?
Yeah.
And be like,
Chaw.
no. It's like, no. I don't know if it's better. It's like, it's just hot cocoa.
How about this
Is
one?
that okay?
I ate plain spaghetti in a sauce of Diet Coke.
Ooh.
Rachel says, my sister and I ate pool chips.
What's pool chips?
It's better than it could be. Okay. Tortilla
Is it like the blue chalk at a pool table?
tortilla chips we dipped in the swimming pool outside of our apartment.
Oh, parents must have been real happy on that one. That is not water you're supposed to be drinking.
Oh, gosh. This is really gross. I smeared peanut butter on slices of bologna and rolled them up.
What does that taste like?
Oh, peanut butter bologna, I guess.
Weird combination.
So do you have anything that you had where it was like, oh, this is a weird thing I used to eat when I was a kid?
I mean, I think that you'd probably have to ask parents first to see if they remember anything that you had. I don't remember anything on my own.
I used to put Doritos on my peanut butter sandwiches.
Well, I used to put them on sandwiches.
Okay.
But-
So like that doesn't seem as weird. Sam, who just texted 8772 RadioU, says,
In OKC?
I used to dip my carrots in ketchup. I'll just tell you, anybody that dips anything in ketchup, I'm not going to raise an eyebrow.
Ryan, is this true? Ryan texted he used to eat spoonfuls of the baking soda in his parents' fridge. That was for deodorizing. Is that like from that one show where the person would eat the stuffing from the couch?
Yeah, you could
We're not supposed to be doing that.
There are reality shows that would feature you.
I don't think. Does it taste? Does it take on the flavor of foods in the fridge?
I think that's...
Something?
Oh, I don't know. Taylor says chicken ramen noodles with Italian dressing and pickle chips. Or a glazed donut with melted cheese.
Oh, these are odd, guys. These are odd.
Randall says ketchup on mac and cheese.
That's normal.
I see people
that.
do that. That doesn't seem that weird to me, at least not right now.
Out of all the others that we've seen, that's not so odd.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what. Hit us up. If you've got a weird, this is what I used to do to my food thing, or if you're still doing it.
No judgment. We don't mean it to be that way. You can put ketchup on whatever you want nowadays.
Oh, that's funny. I was going to say lots of judgment. Get in and get judged.
Ooh.
Nope. Save it.
Whoa.
Come on, guys.
I'm not judging.
Not judging.
I'm not judging. What a great choice. Oh, yum.
8772 RadioU.
Don't look at it.
Text them in and we'll feel free to
It's fine.
congratulate you on your choices.
What great choices you make.
What's worse than finding grounds in your coffee? Finding grounds in your coffee while listening to the Riot. It's the worst of the Riot on Radio U.
We ask, and you guys texted in.
So happy birthday to Nikki, and thanks to Nikki's mom who stopped by and brought us birthday coffees.
Yay.
It's really nice of her. And then thanks to everybody else. Now, a lot of people are wishing Nikki happy birthday, but we are also in the middle of a discussion about foods that you ate when you were a kid.
The weird combination ones. There was an article about it, about some of the combos that wouldn't work now.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Lots of stuff where you're like, oh, just put ketchup on it.
Yeah, well,
Like, it's
I mean,
fine.
that's not all bad. I've been there.
It's like, why not ketchup or peanut butter?
So Ray says, happy birthday, Nikki, and then peanut butter dill pickle sandwiches.
I've heard that combination before. Never tried it, but again, it seems like you're putting peanut butter or ketchup, and that makes it an odd combo.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. Chuck says peanut butter on my waffles. That's not weird.
Why is that weird?
I had peanut butter on pancakes last night.
He does that like every weekend.
Yeah. So, like, who are you calling weird, dude?
Chuck, that is not strange.
Jeff says peanut butter, mayo, and lettuce.
All together?
That's wrong.
Oh, mayo's really weird.
Yeah, like mayo on anything's a bad idea.
I'm just not into it. But then you add lettuce. It's three very distinctly different things.
Yeah, Andrew, here's another one, like peanut butter and syrup on French toast. Again, feels
What's
perfect.
weird about that?
That feels perfectly normal to me. Judy says salt on pickles and happy birthday, Nikki.
Oh, thank you. Isn't salt pickles anyways?
I was going to say, aren't pickles just full of salt?
We're not eating right.
Hey, just as a side note, did you know there's like a ton of sodium in NyQuil?
In NyQuil?
Isn't that weird?
Is that what? Well, NyQuil will, like the sleepy stuff or the sick stuff?
The sleepy stuff or the sick stuff, like the like straight up NyQuil, cold cough, whatever.
Maybe
they're just
to
like
keep
put some salt in there.
Maybe it preserves it.
I don't know. It's weird.
Maybe it preserves you.
All right. Bess says ketchup and mustard with a spoon. That's disgusting. Maple syrup on mac and cheese, says Deb. Yep, disgusting. Let's see. When I was a kid, my cousins, where did it go? You know, sometimes this text program kills me. When I was a kid, my cousins and I, 5 in total, would get lined up and fed by their dad, my uncle, white rice with canned sardines and tomato sauce mixed with mayo.
What is that?
My God.
What is that?
Oh, my God.
Why would you get lined up?
That is abuse. You can have your dad put away now.
What's wrong with it? Seems like since they're getting lined up and fed almost like it was medicine. But what is that? White rice, canned sardines, and tomato sauce with mayo?
Was that like the thing where, like, the wives are gone so we can feed the kids whatever we want? Let's see what they'll eat.
It feels like, oh, this keeps the cold away.
This is from the old country.
Yes, exactly. Like, that's what you do if you don't want to get the flu. That's your flu shot.
Oh, gosh.
That is gross.
Peanut butter and fried egg sandwich. It's like bacon.
Peanut butter and eggs. We've heard the combination before.
I don't know that I have, but I guess, like, okay, if I've got toast and we have eggs, and then I put peanut butter on the toast and the eggs go in the middle,
you would have had it kind of anyways.
It goes, like, there are worse things.
How about peanut butter, sugar, and mayonnaise sandwiches?
What with the mayonnaise? What? Why are you doing that?
What's wrong?
It's wrong. Stop it. Chris, here's another. He says, my father-in-law ate peanut butter and bologna.
We've had a couple
That's the second peanut butter and bologna we've heard.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Shauna says, happy birthday. Cooked chicken ramen on PB&J.
You know what I do like to eat? I just like to eat the ramen not cooked, and you just eat the hard noodles. But that's not odd.
That reminds me of something I used to do. My when I would be like homesick or something with my mom, it would be like chicken noodle soup, and then I would make a peanut butter sandwich and dip it in the chicken noodle soup. So it was basically like chicken bouillon on your peanut butter.
I can kind of walk the line. It's kind of that's something.
Oh, Kim says spoonfuls of country crock margarine.
Now, Kim,
I want you to know something.
No judgment. Remember, we don't judge.
I have a family member.
Yes,
they came and spent a week with us. I knew that they ate a lot of butter. So I bought, the extra large tubs of country crock. Do you know that before the week was over, they had eaten the entire tub?
Because they like to eat butter.
When I saw them, they put country crock in their mashed potatoes, and it looked like gravy. I've never seen anything like it.
Well, feel free to text if you still have a combo that you currently do or you did when you were younger. I know we have a few more that we'll go over in a couple of minutes.
You people.
Well,
we love to hear from you, and we're glad you're here.
All right, it's all fine.
Thanks for being honest with the riot. Text or call 877-2.
Stop putting mayo on everything.
If you were offended or disgusted by anything Obadiah said this morning,
If you weren't so dumb, I might be offended.
you must be new. You'll get used to it. The Riot on Radio U.
Welcome to your Tuesday.
Welcome to Nikki's Birthday, where we talk
Yes.
about the grossest stuff that you ate when you were a kid.
Basically, there was an article, and it covered some odd things that this person who wrote it had heard about for when you were younger, and it seems like people still eat a lot of that odd
I was going to
stuff.
say, now we're just transitioning to weird foods.
Now we're just saying what we still eat that's weird, but a lot of it involves ketchup, peanut butter, or mayo mixed in with all this weird stuff.
David says, I have a coworker who orders tomatoes and gravy at Cracker Barrel.
All right. Tomatoes and gravy.
That's gross, dude. Matt says peanut butter and bacon. Okay. A lot of people peanut butter and Miracle Whip. Like,
what is that?
Peanut butter sandwich and chili. That's what Rochelle says. Now, is that like dipping in the chili, or are you just eating a peanut butter sandwich and eating chili?
I think dipping it in the chili, like you were mentioning peanut butter and chicken noodle soup. So chili, too. Soup.
I mean, chicken bouillon is good. Mark says peanut butter and pickle. That was not so bad. Oh, Alex says, happy birthday, Nikki. My girlfriend eats mayonnaise and cheese.
Cheese sandwiches. Well, wait, so it's just mayonnaise on like bread and cheese? Well, I think a lot of people do that. Don't like it, but I think a lot of people do that.
Aaron says, my stepdad and stepbrothers would put heaping piles of applesauce on spaghetti with the meat sauce.
Wonder what that... Oh, it makes it sweeter.
Oh, Jason, what are you doing?
No, wait, we're trying to be accepting and loving.
What are you doing? Ketchup on Rice Krispie treats?
Why is that? What does that do?
What are you doing?
Wait. Let's just accept it.
Okay.
Let's accept it. Thank you, Jason, for texting us.
Oh, Pete. Look, Pete says, I used to put ketchup on everything, like mac and cheese and baked potatoes. Guess who still puts ketchup on baked potatoes?
Baked potato, you're over there.
Oh, you put them on French fries?
Oh, yeah.
Why is that so different?
Why is it?
Who are you to tell me it's weird? Let's see. Josh, I know a kid that ate mustard and sugar.
Josh, someone else mentioned the same combination. Mustard and then also like a mayo one.
Oh, Laura. Oh, my gosh. Laura would drink pickle juice from the jar.
People do that. That's not odd.
I didn't say it was, but that's not okay. Let's see. Don from Nova Scotia. He's just saying happy birthday.
Oh, thank you.
Let's see. Beth.
How is Nova Scotia? I've always wanted to go there.
Oh, Beth. My ex-boyfriend, and you'll know why in a minute, would dip chocolate chip cookies in ranch dressing.
Ooh, that's a combination. That's a weird taste.
My mom's former boss would eat chili with a piece of Jell-O cake on top of it.
Now we're just adding things. Spin the wheel of food and just throw it on there. We're just adding to it.
I mean, like, I guess you guys are telling the truth. There's these text messages. I don't know. Like, that one feels made up. You're probably not lying, but for the sake of my own sanity, I got to pretend it's not real.
It just seems all, though, made up.
That's how I got to get through the day.
Thanks for listening to the Worst of the Riot podcast.
Oh, no! I missed it! Do it again!
You can hear us live every day on the RadioU network through the RadioU app or at riot.radiou.com.
Oh, my gosh, you're half shark? Why don't you put that in your dating profile?